firefighter Lance, and I'm with the City of Hialeah Fire Department. I'm part of the hazardous materials team, and what we have here is the hazardous materials truck. We like to call it the HazMat truck. A lot of times people look at this truck and think it's a fire truck with water, but this vehicle doesn't carry water. Let me show you what we got inside. All right, so what we have here on the HazMat truck, as you can see, is different compartments. Some slide out, so make it easier access. So let's talk about this first compartment we have here. Right here are all the boots. As you can see, some of the firefighters are in there sleeping right now, waiting for their call. Nah, just kidding, I'm just kidding. This one here holds all the different size boots and equipment that we might need, including some gloves, so it protects us from that chemical spill. We don't want that stuff on our bodies and irritating our skin. So we have different suits that are called level A. Of course, A is the best grade you can get, right? So it's the best suit. There's an example of one right there. A level A suit. Completely sealed, keeping us out of the product, whether it be a vapor gas, whether it be a liquid gas, anything like that, we don't want to splash upon us. Then we have different suits, level B, which is like the second best grade you can get, level C, and then what I'm wearing right now would be considered level D. It doesn't really protect me too much against any hazardous chemicals or any gases or any vapors like that that can cause me harm. All right, so our next compartment, as you can see, we're stocked with a bunch of equipment. Some of this equipment that we have here are clamps that we use to clamp down on something that might be leaking, whether it be some type of liquid or some type of dangerous gas. If you look inside here, come on, take a look inside. This is a bigger clamp. This clamp would be used on a pipe that looks somewhat like this. Imagine this big yellow pipe underground giving gas. The same gas that you would use for your oven or your barbecue, it might be feeding gas. What if somebody, while digging, hits it with a shovel and it starts to leak? Well, we'll come down, and like you see this little piece here, we've already clamped down on it. This is what we use for training and practice. So this is one of examples. Another one would be for a smaller pipe. We can use this, dig into the ground, drop this in there, and then we clamp it by turning this rod to clamp it down and stop that leak. All right, so move on over here. So let's say, for example, somebody gets some of this bad chemicals on them, or they get this liquid that splashed on them and starting to burn. What would you do? You'd probably take a shower. Well, we carry this shower. We have to build this shower real quickly. It's called decontamination. We like to call it decon for short. You decontaminate these people, put water on them. We even carry scrubs. So we'll scrub you down, we'll hose you down. What if we need a bucket? No problem. We can make a bucket right here. You can use it as a hat, but nah, we're gonna use this as a bucket. That would be our decontamination gear in case we need to take that chemical off that person, or even the firefighter, because the firefighter does go in there wearing their gear, but they have to be cleaned before they go back into the regular environment. All right, lastly, our last compartment here holds a bunch of cool little items. All right, some ammonia, this different chemicals that we may use. This is called absorbent. If we have some type of oil spill or a gasoline spill, that absorbent is what we call kitty litter. It's almost like where the kitty would go to the bathroom, it'll absorb all that urine. Well, this absorbs all those gases, all those liquids, or all those oils. And lastly, we have a fan in this compartment. This fan is so that we could all get all that smell or all those fumes out in a safe way. All right, just a regular fan. Let's go to the other side of the truck. I'll show you what we got there. All right, now we're on the passenger side of our hazardous materials truck, and as you see, we got a bunch of different types of equipment. Not only is this for hazardous materials, but our truck is also for what we like to call vehicle extrication. If there happens to be somebody trapped inside a vehicle, the last thing we want to do is grab that person and rip them out of the car. That might hurt them. So what we'll do is we'll cut the car around that person to get them out safely. Let me show you some of the stuff that we use. All right, so what you see on top here is just the wood. This is called cribbing, so that the car doesn't roll over. We'll stick this underneath the tire and make it so that the car doesn't move anymore. That way we could safely start to cut it. We have all sorts of tools that we use, regular tools that you might see your mom or your dad have in their tool shed. Over here, we have other items like straps and lifts. All right, we have pumps. We have battery powered equipment. We have heavy tools that we could use. In this compartment, we have stuff that is all run by gasoline. Our gasoline, I'm sure you guys have seen this. All right, this is our chainsaw. But we're not using this chainsaw to cut trees. This chainsaw, we'll use it to get up on a roof and maybe make a cut, to ventilate, let that air out, almost pretending like we're making a chimney so we can let all that hot gas and all that smoke out of the house. Again, we have different tools depending on what we need, and they slide out so we can grab them. So if you want to be a firefighter, these are some of the tools you'll be using. You need to be in shape. All right, so start working out now and eating healthy. All things that we could be using in case of an emergency. All right, our last compartment here, we have some hydraulic equipment. What does that mean? Hydraulic means that it works by force of a fluid. The fluid goes through these hoses, causing more force to help push our tools and make them function. This here is a cutter. This thing will cut through anything, through metal, through car doors, through car posts, anything like that that we do. Even bars that are held at doors of people's houses and their windows. All right, let me show you the famous jaws of life. It's in the front, so come with me. Okay, what we have up front here is so that when we pull up to the scene, to the accident scene, we have our equipment handy. So let me show you the most famous one that I'm sure you guys have heard of. It's called the jaws of life. Now these jaws, they open and they have lots of strength, very powerful. And they could open and they could close depending on what we want to do with this tool. It works very good, like jaws. These are our cutters. These is what I just showed you a second ago, which cuts through all sorts of metal. And these cutters, very strong scissors. They'll cut through anything, especially paper. All right, let me show you the last part, last but not least. Let me show you what's on top of this truck. And this is our stairway, our ladders going to the top. Come on, follow me. All right, what you have here is we got some more compartments. All right, let me show you what's in this compartment, for example. It's just extra gear that we might carry, like booms, all right, just for absorbing different chemicals. Shower kit. This is an extra shower like I showed you, but this one is just an extra one, and we will build this together like Legos and make a shower out of here. This other compartment will hold what we have to use as far as breathing. We have to be breathing out of these containers so we breathe good air, not that dirty air or that contaminated air. So this is what we protect us. I'm sure you've seen firefighters wearing their packs. That would be to protect us from any inhalation, anything that we inhale that won't hurt us. All right, guys, this is the inside of the car, the inside of the truck. All right, just like a regular car, we have a steering wheel, but we have some fancy features too, like that computer sitting right in front of you. That computer, this thing will work, tell us all sorts of different information regarding how the truck is running and what lights needs to be turned on, the emergency lights. Up there is the sirens. I'm going to show you what the sirens sound like. So we have different sounds. For example, we have one that says a horn, a regular horn. That's going to be our manual one, but we can press it. That's the regular horn you always hear. And we have to change it up so people don't get used to the same noise. Here's another horn we use, really loud. That's basically saying, hey, get out of the way, we're coming. And we also have, when I put the emergency lights, it makes a different noise. 2 horns in one. All right, guys, we gotta go. We actually got a call. So we'll see you again. Make sure you wave hi to us when you see us in the neighborhood. Bye now, take care. We gotta go.